This is what we all thought teaching reading would be. We'd gather under trees, cover ourselves with autumn leaves, and ask Larry, what book should we read? Magazines online. Who reads a magazine online? What do you read, madam?
Salon.
Salon? Is that hairdos?
No, it's literature and art.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to demean you in some way. I just think of a hair salon. What do you think of? A saloon? All right. I want you to name, this is a game I play, I want you to name a magazine that nobody else in the room reads that you read. Nobody else can, yes?
Zoomer.
Zoomer. Who reads Zoomer in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You lose. Stay after 4. What?
Spirituality and health.
Spirituality and health. Is your hand up?
Yeah, I got one. Sorry, it's all about me. I want to play the game.
Well, kid, it's all about me at the moment, so wait for me. Okay. Now back to me. Okay. Does anybody else read spirituality and health? No, that's excellent. You're the first one in a long time that could get one. Madam?
Living without.
Living without what? Men?
No, I can't live without my man. But does anybody else read it? Yeah,
Anybody else read Living Without? What's it about?
I'm so competitive.
Yeah, but you're second. She was first. What's it about?
Living with Celia. So living without gluten.
Oh, without gluten. We got lots of gluten-free people here.
Yep.
Even I'm a gluten-free person. Yeah. I cheat, though. Listen, guys. We don't teach literacy, so we will all read the same book. That's the point. I'm talking over here. Yeah, but you won't get one. Listen. My point, you're missing my point. We don't teach literacy, so we'll all read the same magazine. It's not going to happen. The magazine industry has never been this big. It's growing exponentially, but it's growing in small numbers for each magazine. There's thousands and thousands. If you go to a corner store, not just the Beckers or A&W or whatever they're called, but if you go to a big corner store with lots of magazines in Toronto, at St. Clair, there must be 1,000 magazines. I've never seen any of them. I don't know any of them. Because the readership is small for each one, but big enough to keep it going. But most are going to online now. So we teach literacy, so every kid you teach will have the freedom and the choice to read whatever he needs to or wants to read. That's our goal. That frees us from everything. We can do Martha's books. We can do your books. We can do his books. We can do the books we believe in now, because there's no rule. It doesn't have to be that book. I can teach them to read with this book, with this screen, with this magazine, with this game. It freed us. So I want you to understand the value of different text forms. Oh, I'm in a grade 4 class. I always say the same thing. What are you reading, guys? And they tell me computer screens, and they got a new phone. This girl says, I've got my own phone. Oh, I didn't tell you about being in a grade 6 class in North Bay, and we were reading a novel, the 6 of us together. And we had Brantford, a class, read it, and we got together on Skype, and we talked about it. I love stuff like that. Anyway, I was in North Bay, and this girl, the first time the book said, the phone rang in the kitchen. So I said, is that where your phone is? This girl says, we ain't got no phone. And I forgot, some kids don't have a phone. Differentiated understanding. However, in this class, this boy says, I'm reading a novel. I said, stand up, young man. Boys don't read novels. What novel? Chasing Vermeer. What's it about? Well, these guys have to find a painting some crook stole. I said, that sounds exciting. Yeah, I like it a lot. Who painted the painting? I don't know. Oh, is there any clue in the title? Could it be Vermeer, sir? good idea. And does it say who Vermeer was? It doesn't say, sir, in the book. Well, go to the computer over there, find out, okay? Like now? Yes, right now. He comes back and says, about a minute, Vermeer was Dutch. Excellent. And what does Dutch mean? I don't know, sir. I got to go back, right? Yep. He comes back and he says, Vermeer, Dutch, lived in Holland, born 1652. I said, excellent. That is, the computer has information. And what do his paintings look like? The novel has no pictures, Mr. Booth. Well, I want the pictures. Go find them. And I want them in color. He says, well, only the principal has a color machine. We'll go down to her office and tell her I sent you. And I want them, he comes back in 20 minutes with 7 paintings by Vermeer, which he tapes to the blackboard, a use for the blackboard. And here are these 7 paintings from Holland. And I've got one. There it is. The lady writing. And that's the one they stole. In less than 20 minutes, in a class in Unionville, in a suburban area, we went to the museum and found the museum by this artist. Is that powerful? That's in every class. You can have in every classroom now. What a world. So A.M. Cunningham, where I taught for a couple years and years ago, I hope you're wired, or I hope you're wireless. Oh yeah, remember this picture, Kathy? They thought if we wore capes it would sell that book. I noticed Kathy wearing her cape last night, and I was a bit worried about it. But. So graphic texts are huge. They're amazing. They're a different kind of text form. I was thinking of kids who watch TV and computer screens. Well, they wouldn't want illustrated graphic text. Of course they would. That's why People magazine puts pictures on the cover. So you will all buy the most popular magazine in the world. And I'm not going to ask your hands up. I read it on airports, at airports. You can read it before the plane takes off. You read it about 2 seconds. Some of them are for girls, some of them are for boys, some of them for everybody. I fought that book with everything in me. I didn't want a pink book. I thought boys aren't going to read a pink book. But we made all the princess stories. They're powerful. They're war heroes. They fight. We tried hard. And pink is still huge with girls. How many of you found that in your schools? I noticed my son and his wife, they won't let their baby wear pink. Yeah, she was a girl. What do you mean by that? This is what graphic text looks like. It's got balloons and dialogue, and you know who says what? And it's big words. Oh, look, comic books, everyone. Just the thing that parents hate. Comic books were my life in grade 7. I had the biggest collection in St. Thomas, Ontario. And schools have hated them for about 40 or 50 years. And still they survive. Still Robert Downey Jr. is coming out in a new comic book this day, I think. May 7th. So they're here, guys. And so celebrate them. But don't teach them in school. But don't demean them outside of school. If this is someone's hobby in life, just like cards, just like sports magazines, whatever, celebrate them. That's reading. That's powerful reading. I brought 3 along, Spider-Man and Green Lantern. Who read Green Lantern? Anybody? Did you, sir, in the green shirt? Oh, I thought that's why you wore the green shirt. I'm sorry. Isn't it fun being one of the only 2 men in the room? Young men. Another one, American-born Chinese with powerful illustrations. Won an award in America. Baby Mouse, Queen of the World. Graphic novel. And writing, look at this. This was my fun thing I found in North Bay. This grade 12 teacher, she had 22 kids in her English class, and there's 22 scenes in Hamlet. So she had each kid summarize Hamlet in a graphic text spread. Then she put them in a big binder, laminated them, and every kid wanted to take them home to see what their friends had drawn, what style they had used, whether they used strip bits from computers or whether they drawn them. Most of the girls drew them by hand, and most of the guys used the computer screens. Brilliant lesson.